Hello everybody, Bukkarooo here again for part 2 of the events tutorial. So the bosses I'm going to be showing in this one, I know I said I'd do Pangea, but Nutman217 had a much better idea. On the compendium there is now an events tutorial boss page. These are simple bosses that you're meant to dissect yourself to see how events work. We're going to be going through the first 6 from Nutman, but keep in mind there are another 3 from Gemstone Helix, and 2 from Cross the Rubicon. First off, simple on switch. This is pretty easy. Big core, no events on it. Little parts repair. Have an event on it that when it's destroyed, it plays the movement of ID1, the big core. So say play, we destroy that chunk, and the editor doesn't really work with that stuff. But yeah, you get the idea for that one. Next, simple infinite shooting tutorial. Let me open that up. Here it is. Yes. Okay then. This one is also very simple. No events on the big core. The bullet has its own loop event on it. Once it reaches the attack frame 5, it changes the attack frame of itself back to 0. And you do not delete the event, and this is the outcome. Pretty simple, huh? Next one to do, simple usage of variables. Now see, this is how I learned how to use variables, to be honest. And they're way easier than I thought they were. Here, the big core has the event for start moving when the variable, the one variable, you can have up to 4 separate variables on one thing, which is a little ridiculous, so you can do super complicated stuff. But when this variable equals 3, it plays the movement. Now, how, you ask, do you add to the variables? Well, these 3 repair parts on the front do that when they are destroyed. They add +1 to variable 1 on the big core, so that when all 3 are destroyed, the big core starts to move. Next, disappearing and appearing of a part tutorial. Disappearing and appearing of a part. Here we go. This one's pretty simple too. Big core, nothing on it. When the red repair part is destroyed, parts repair, it hides ID3, the parts regeneration. It hides the green and shows in normals the ID4, the recovery, the purple one. So that if we hit play, destroy chunk. Oh wait, never mind, I forgot somehow that the editor sucks with that stuff. Next we're getting into a few more things, a little more complicated. Step switch tutorial. I've used this on a boss that I never released, but the reason I never released it is because the boss was broken for whatever reason when you opened it up in the in-game. But anyway, step switch tutorial. Here it is. This one, if you play, nothing happens, but if you put it so that the plate when the player is on the plate, the panel rolling moves. And that is carried out by on-off right here. if the distance of the player is less than 20, then play the movement of panel rolling M. And if the distance of the player is greater than 20, stop the movement of panel rolling M. And you don't delete either events, so yeah, that's pretty simple. You can use that also to hide or show parts. Like say when we have it be on, we can draw flag normal, the big core, and when it turns off, draw flag hide, the big core. So it gets normal when the player is on there, and goes away when he's not. Next, and I guess the final one, yeah, because this is 6 minutes already, chase run tutorial. This one's gonna be a bit more complicated than the last ones, because there's quite a few more events. Well, not even like quite a few more events, but here, chase run tutorial. Yes. Oh. See, follow player direction. When the move frame is 79 on this mini core, it changes the move frame to 0 and never deletes. Run away. When the player is less than 100 pixels away or whatever, it plays the movement of the front thruster right here, ID 2, and stops the movement of ID 3. Chase after. If the player's distance is greater than 100, it plays the movement of the back one and stops the front one. Yeah. And then, this is a funny little thing that not added. When the distance of the player is less than 50, like dangerously close, plays the movement of these front two ones, like as an emergency brake in reverse. And then once it's safe away again, it stops the front two movements. And none of these events are deleted. Well, that's about it. You can kind of see what happens with this. Even though, like, unless you move it, it kind of just sticks in that one little spot. Anyway, I think we're done here. I hope this was helpful, and remember to check back on the Fraxy Compendium tutorial event page or whatever for other bosses to help teach you how to use events. There aren't very many right now. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's only about 9 right now. But trust me, there will be more soon. I'll probably even add to it some more at some point. Okay, for about the 3rd time, I hope this was helpful. And thanks for watching.